Well, it's a very good evening to you. Welcome to the West Ham Voice and Friday late night. Yeah, I'm late, but you know, some things never change. You want to do it? You want me to do a live show? You're not expecting me to actually come on at the right time, are you? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having a good summer. Are you getting into the World Cup yet? I'm going to speak to my guest about that as well. But there's so much that's happened in the world of West Ham United since our relegation. We should all be crying in our cups of tea and beers and stuff like that. But instead, there's an atmosphere around the club that just makes you feel that things are good. I mean, the massive irony of it all, and I'm going to get my guest on. He's been on before, and I'm sure he's going to have some good opinions about the stuff. But the massive irony is that virtually every West Ham fan I'm talking to at the moment is going, I'm looking forward to the new season. I'm looking forward to what's on offer. And obviously, it's all because of everything that's changed at the club. And there's been some monumental stuff that's changed. And I sometimes think, I'm going to wake up from a bad dream, or from a pleasant dream, should I say, in order to realize that the bad shit is still there. And I said in a video the other day that I'm going to wake up and Sullivan is still there. Brady ain't gone anywhere. We're selling all our best players. We're talking about us being poor and can't compete in the transfer market, and it's going to be all doom and gloom. But it ain't. I mean, it takes one panorama program to change the world, doesn't it? And boy, oh boy, as far as being a West Ham fan is concerned, the world has indeed changed. I don't give a stuff about what happens to Sullivan and all the things that are happening. If he's done wrong, he'll go down for it or whatever. But what I care about is how it's affecting West Ham United. And I'm kind of like, I've been away, been on holiday. I enjoyed it, and did a few videos whilst away. And I was like, I thought I was going to relax. There was going to be no news about West Ham. But every day out on holiday, there was something else. He's resigned. He's walked away from the board. Brady, well, we knew Brady had gone already. And now we've got Kretinsky's offering us the world, isn't he? Daniel Kretinsky, who's been quiet for God knows how long. When did he come in? 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was. A man we hadn't heard about or a man we knew about but hadn't heard from, all of a sudden is offering us the world on a silver platter. What on earth is going on? So let's try and disseminate it all and get my guest on. And you all know him. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, not bad at all. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm cock a hoop, mate. I'm like reveling in having a great summer. I brought the bloody sunshine back from Cyprus. It's hot. It's finally hot.
Yeah, I've been working
and
all
if I
day,
hear anyone complaining about the weather, they can do
I'll
one.
complain.
How's your summer going, Ronnie?
Yeah, not bad. Ain't gone away yet. But mind you, I haven't had to. We had a bit of rain last week, but this week's been good. And we got some good days coming up. The great news that Sullivan had gone, that started off, 2 weeks ago? Only 2 weeks ago, isn't it?
2 weeks tomorrow, mate. 2 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah, only 2 weeks ago. So, that changed the complexion because straight away, I'll say complexion, but that changed the complexion because straight away that was a happiness. That was a pure happiness, yeah? Because we knew that we haven't got to come into this period listening to the bullshit, yeah? Hold on, where is it? Bullshit, yeah? That we was given. So, it's more hope. There's more hope. But even I say that, we still have to be a little bit cautious, yeah? Because there's a lot of stuff coming out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, I get my season ticket early anyway. So I got my season ticket basically long time. You with me? As soon as it came out. So it's just a habit, yeah? It didn't matter where West Ham are. if you're West Ham, you're going to go and do what you do.
You're going to go and
So
watch,
I got
aren't
mine.
you? Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to go every match I can. So
Yeah.
I got mine pretty early. Yeah, got me ticket and everything. And then, you know, Sullivan had gone. Well, he's still there. He hasn't gone. Yeah, he's still got his shares.
He's in the background. He's in the background. Yeah.
And then instead of, I'm still a bit wary though, because we got so much stuff coming out the club. Yeah. And we always get stuff coming out the club. And it's the same media team. That's my only worry. But at least we know we're not getting the bullshit. You with me?
Well,
it might
let's
be
hope
bullshit,
not.
but it's different bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, let's start. I mean, before the season ended, we all were scratching our heads, weren't we, when Brady went, I'm off. And we all were speculating. The speculation.
We had a party, mate.
But the speculation was like, why is she leaving before the season ends? And then, of course, the shit hits the fan with all the panorama stuff, etc. And of course, what people have assumed, and we still don't know, but I guess they're probably correct in thinking it was brand Brady. She was trying to protect her brand, you know, in order to try and distance herself from all of this. But she ain't distanced herself, has she?
No, she's as involved as anybody else. All right, listen, honestly and truthfully, I'm glad that the panorama thing came out, even though it was a lot milder than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, but I can understand why it might have been milder, and that might have been because the BBC didn't want to say a lot of things that maybe they wanted to say. If you understand what I mean? So they might have kept out a lot of things, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, but she went, and when she went, we kind of knew that why she went, didn't we? We knew it was coming. But she's complicit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't be. This is the second time. What should I say? This is the second time something like this has come up, right? Similar type of stuff. And she's put her hand up and said, oh, I never knew nothing about it. It's the second time. Yeah. It's the first time with Sullivan, but it happened before, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It has.
Employee, yeah.
We read between the lines, mate. We knew, didn't we? We knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with her gone, there was like, okay, who's going to fill the void? Karim Varani's come in, and from all accounts and purposes, you listen to the FAB group, the fan advisory board, and they got nothing but praise for him. You know, he's responsive, he's communicative, he's positive, he's talking a good game. You know, he's talking to the fan base the way the fan base are always hoping to be spoken to, with a level of respect. And that was a good start, wasn't it? It was almost like a foundation for all the other good stuff that was coming. But you know, we knew relegation was going to happen. Actually, let me ask you, when did you think relegation was really going to happen? Because I led myself to believe
I think I said it.
Get away with it.
I think I said it on the last show I came on with you, I think, that far back. But I had a lot of hope towards the end, because we was like looking like we had a chance, and then we gave it away, didn't we? Newcastle, basically. Yeah. And then from there on, it was, you know, basically, well, we are going down. You know, I was right in the first place. So, you know, but it doesn't even seem like we've gone down, because there's so much positiveness coming out the club, or, you know, that we're hearing. So many positive things are being said. Yeah. That it's not like we've even gone down. We're too happy. Yeah. And we're happy because of things, mainly because I've got a few friends who said they might come back over. You with me, since Sullivan gone, because they weren't going to come back until he was gone.
Yeah, a couple of people have said on some of the social media. I mean, I'm mainly on Facebook, but a couple of people there have said that they're coming back. They're gonna get a season ticket. You know, so I think, interestingly, I think our season ticket. I don't know what I know it was a couple of weeks ago, before he backed off from the board, the operating side. We were at 65% renewal rate, which I thought was pretty good, given that the announcement hadn't been made about Sullivan at that point. So if that was 65% back in 2 weeks ago, we could be hitting, you know, like a 90-odd% renewal rate. I don't know, but
well, we don't know, because that 65% might have been said. So we got no idea until it happens. There's no idea until it actually happens. But hopefully there is a lot of fans coming, and hopefully there's a lot coming back, and hopefully we're all going to be optimistic, and what we want to happen may happen. You with me? Hopefully, but it's all hope. Everything is about hope now. Yeah, because we don't know. These guys could be spinning their own thing to get us all excited. But I don't care. But I look forward to the fact that the director of football is going to come in. I look forward that Kretinsky is going to buy shares, right? I look forward that David Sullivan is going to be completely removed in some way or another from any talk. Well, he is already, from any decision making. Yeah. I look forward to us keeping our players, if that is the case, or keeping the core of our squad. And I look forward to having if all these things come together, to us having a great season in the Championship where we come straight back up.
Now, let me ask you this.
That's my hope.
I agree. I'm looking forward to all of that. And I know people are going, well, hang on a minute. How come all of a sudden we can keep our players when we're in financial difficulty and all that? And from what it sounds like, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but all football clubs have an opportunity to close their accounts a month later than normal. So, 31st of May is when football financial accounts. I know accounting is like April to March, but for football it's May or whatever it may, because it's the season or whatever.
Season thing.
Yeah. So we had the opportunity. All clubs have got the opportunity to delay closing their accounts to the end of June, but we didn't take that up. We went, no, we're doing it now. Immediately, there's not alarm bells, but good alarm bells in thinking, if West Ham United are confident that they're closing their accounts on the day that they should be closing them on 31st of May, that means money's been injected into the club. It can only be that way. And we know from last season, we're aware that the board could inject up to £90 million of their own money in order to sort of like calm the PSR issues and all that sort of stuff. And especially after being 104 million in debt at the end of the season before last, it sounds to me that money's been injected into the club, and it can only be from one person. The only because if you look at the Gold family, it ain't Sullivan, because he's going to need all the money he can get to do what he has to do.
He probably ain't even got the money to inject, mate.
He hasn't even got the money. You're absolutely right, because his wealth is all in property, in land and stuff like that.
It's tied up.
Gold family, they were looking to sell their shares, so it's highly unlikely they were going to inject any more money. So of course you got Trip Smith and you got other smaller investors, but everything leads to Kretinsky. He must have been. I'm not saying he's injected the whole 90 million, but it sounds like he's definitely injected something. I think with the minimum in order to keep ourselves afloat is something like 50 million. So 50 to 90 million. When you start hearing, we're closing the accounts, and then all of a sudden the messages come out straight away. We're not, we're going to keep our players. We don't have to sell, for financial reasons. It's like overnight, Ronnie, all of a sudden, all our woes have gone. I mean, is this too good to be true?
Well, let's have a look on it. Yeah, I've looked on it in different ways. It's like the 19th. So we're looking at him putting money in 11 days' time.
Well, I think he's done it already, mate.
12 days' time. 12 days' time. Yeah, he's got. That's the end of June. 30 days. That's September. Yeah, 31st of June. Yeah. So. No, 30th of June. So whatever, 12 days' time anyway. So that's very soon. So the simple fact that these messages are coming at the club, I can't see. I've got to believe them, and the reason I mainly believe them, or I mainly believe that cash injection may be happening, is for the fact that there's no rush to sell the players to cover that. So if that money was supposed to be paid, or has to be paid by that date, there's been no rush to get the players out. Now, if Sullivan was in charge, he'd be going, we're skint, we got to get some money. Well, we got these players. And we'd be selling everybody for £2.50.
Yeah.
With me.
Yeah.
So
but this is it. Go on.
Because there is a chance that there is going to be money injected, and I kind of have to believe it now, because nothing's happening with any of these other stuff. You with me? I have to believe it. We haven't even got no one to sell anybody. So I've got to believe that there is going to be cash injection. I've got to hold on, stand up, Ronnie. Show
Go
the
on,
old
stand
show.
up.
All right, there you go. Look. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I've got to believe that it's actually going to happen. That he's going to inject the money. Yeah, because he ain't rushing to sell the players. And even when he says that we're going to keep our players, yeah, to a certain extent, if he does inject the money, he's still got to find some more money. But we've got people sniffing around, so that more money might be coming in that way. Yeah, maybe we might, maybe he might do a dilution, and then sell some more shares. You with me, to other people? We don't know. Yeah, if he puts the money in, if he actually puts the money in, then the shares get diluted naturally, do they not?
The shares get you. If one of the shareholders puts money in, then the shareholder gets diluted. Absolutely, yeah. And we've got
So
to
he's actually.
We've also got to make sure that people understand that if for example, you know, from what we understand, he's buying some of the gold shares from the gold family, Kretinsky. That money doesn't go into the club; it goes to the golds.
It goes to them, yeah.
Money. If Sullivan sells any or all of his 38%, that money's not going into the club; it's going to Sullivan.
To him,
you know. There's a distinction, and so that's why this cash injection is quite important, because it's not about him. It's not about him buying any one share, even though he said separately, "I'm buying some of the gold shares." On top of that, he's injecting money into the club as well.
So when we look at this injection, oh, I've lost you. Hold on, I've lost you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So but on top of that, if he does buy the Sullivan shares, the gold shares, and then am I lost? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. You carry on.
Yeah. So if he does buy the gold shares and then he injects the money, so it all concerns what order I suppose he does it in. But if he puts it in, he does put that money in, then the shares then are diluted. So there's more shares. Do you understand? But he's going to have even more shares because he's put the money in, if you understand what I mean. Because when shares get diluted, surely you create more. Yeah. So he's going to have more shares than what he's actually got because he's put the money in. No one else's shares is going to increase. Everybody else's shares are going to decrease.
Well, this is it. This is exactly it.
So
and that's one way. When you put a cash injection as you just say, it's diluting those shares, so it gives him more power. It gives him more power over the club. You know. So so we've got that bit of good news. By the way, people, there are questions I'm being asked, and I'm starring those comments, so I will get to them later on. So don't think I'm going to miss out. You're going to miss out. I'm going to come back to them. So we've got the good news of Brady fucked off, and then we got the news of Sullivan backing off, and then we got the news of Kretinsky. I'm pretty certain he's injected cash into the club, and then we've got the news of he's coming out with all these statements of, you know, I want to get the club back to where it belongs. You know, all my focus is on getting promotion. That's all that matters now, etc., etc. You know, I'm not going to sell our best players. Apparently, the guy that's on his board, I know his first name is Jira, and I can't remember his surname, but you know, the guy that represents him on the board, he got him to send out messages, emails to all the players that they want to keep. Let's not get there's a key number of players that Kretinsky wants to keep, you know, and it's undoubted that the likes of Bowen, Fernandez, Somerville, those sorts of players, Dinos, etc., would have received that email and their agents saying you're staying. Now, we're not stupid, mate. We know a few of those players are going to go. But the statement that's come out is a positive one, isn't it? So all this good news leading up to, we want to keep you. We want you to be part of the setup next season. We want you to be part of the promotion push, etc., etc. Now, I've got some friends that have said, hang on a minute, these are the same players that got us relegated. So why should we want to keep them? But they've all got something to prove now, haven't they?
Well, apart from even that, yeah, they're under contract, mate. That's why we're keeping them. We keep them if we want.
Well, that's the other
important
thing.
The important thing is, if we want to keep them and he wants to keep them, he can keep them. So it doesn't matter. It's not like, oh, the agent coming and, oh, we can get 10 million for him. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. You with me? None of that no more. You with me? If you want them, pay the money for them.
Pay the money.
Or pay
the
close
money.
to the money for them, yeah? So sending that message of that, you know, we want to keep you. That's good. We want to keep you. Why would we want to keep them? Let's be honest. Come on, look. If we could go through the team and the players that he will keep, and if they're there, they'll tear up the championship. Forget about what happened last season. Yeah, they'll tear up the championship if we keep that core of players. And if they don't, then that would be seriously, they don't want to. If you understand what I mean, yeah, they'll tear up the championship. Yeah. So of course, if we kept every player we had and bought maybe 2 or 3 players, you know, I don't think we'll be losing 2 games in the championship. We'll be tearing it up. Yeah, championship's hard, but you would expect that if you keep that kind of quality, that you're gonna, you know, do really well. You know, so and even if you keep the core. We've got so many youngsters who can probably just do something in the championship anyway that we can use. So I'm not really worried about if he's true to his word that he's keeping these players. I'm not really that worried because we've got a good group of youngsters who can fill in on a Tuesday night, maybe on a Saturday when need be. Yeah. So someone said about if he runs it like the Royal Mail, we're in trouble, but he's not going to be running it. He's going to get people into run it, which is the most important thing. Yeah, so what happened with our last regime, they thought that they could go on and play their championship manager game, yeah? And, you know, and run the club like they're playing championship manager. I'll win in championship manager. I could run it like championship manager. Doesn't mean in real life it's going to be nothing like that, does it? So now we've got someone who's run a club. How long's he been at Sparta Prague, yeah? He made them a little bit successful.
24 years, yeah.
24 years. So he has knowledge of running a club properly. He's even, luckily for us, all the mistakes he made at their club, it's likely he's not going to make them at ours because he's already made them. Yeah? And unlike other people that we've had in the club, we all know who he is, he makes the same mistake every year. Yeah? He was making the same mistake every year, doing the same thing. That's why we was in trouble in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all coming out in the wash, isn't it? Now that he's not there, now that Sullivan is not there, all of a sudden, you know, I mean, there has to be money injected in the club, but everything now is being done on a level of, let's look at it from a positive side rather than it's all doom and gloom. And that is refreshing in itself. I mean, you know, we sort of, it is unbelievable, you know, the fact that it's only 2 weeks since Sullivan resigned, but so much.
Mad.
It is mad, isn't it? So much has happened in that 2 weeks. You know, it's incredible. And look what we've got to look forward to. Now, I know there was someone that mentioned right at the start of the show about Steve Nixon. Randy. He's saying about shame about Nixon, etc. But my understanding, I double checked this tonight before we came on, and from what I understand, there's nothing to suggest that Nixon has gone anywhere. Now I know that Wrexham were interested, but as it stands right now, you know, we've apparently spoken to Nixon, and you know, we've given him the plan, etc. And I think we're just waiting for him to, you know, just agree and sign on the dotted line. But the fact
we probably haven't even got no one to sign him still. He'll have to sign himself because he's the director of football. We're just waiting for him to sign himself up, yeah.
Yeah, here's the contract, write it yourself. Yeah. But from my understanding, you know, Nixon is a credible guy. You know, in terms of what he's done at Newcastle, he's been there when they were, you know, they were in the championship, so he knows the championship. He's brought players in when they were there, and you see the quality of players he's brought through. If we do get, and I know another question is about, well, hang on a minute, Nuno doesn't work well with directors of football, and yes, we know this, but the research I've done about Nixon is that he engages with the managers,
Mm.
and it's a partnership. It's not about him going, because you hear about these stories of directors of football. They just, and rightly or wrongly, everyone's got a view. They go in and they run the club completely in terms of footballing ethos, direction, and so on and so forth. And like a lot of clubs, the manager comes in that fits into that model. Whereas Nixon, from my understanding, builds a working relationship with the managers, and it's a partnership. And it's not like the Steid and Moyes partnership that we had, where it was never a partnership. It was two people being told by Sullivan, you're in charge, and you're in charge, and they went off and did their own things. Nixon works in a sense of a proper partnership. So I think that's where the tie-in is, because let's not forget, the first announcement that was made was we were keeping Nuno. Now, Nuno would have been told, here's the vision. This is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. We are going to get a director of football, as we said before. So that's still going to happen. But this is how you fit into that environment. Now, if Nuno didn't want to do it, he wouldn't have agreed to stay on, would he?
It's true, but I think what you find with Steve Nixon, nobody heard of him before. So he's one of them people. He's not egotistic, is he? So when you get a director of football, they're usually egotistic. Yeah. So they want all the limelight. Steidham was like the top of the range, egotistic director of football. Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, he's been in the game for quite a long time. I think he started as a scout. Yeah. So I think he's got a lot of knowledge generally of the game. He's supposed to be very hands-on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's supposed to be a hands-on man. And lastly, he actually was a technical director. Yeah, which is slightly different to a director of football. But I think he got put into that role and then removed from that role. And I think if I read somewhere that Amanda Staveley actually wanted him to be a director of football. So these are all good things, because it means he has been working with people and he has been, he's able to work with people. And I think Nuno's probably been given the assurance that this is not the typical director of football. This is a director of football that will work with you. But I don't think we want to kid ourselves, because at some point he has got to be in charge. Because when we get rid of Nuno, we bring our next man. Our vision has got to be the West Ham vision, not the Nuno vision.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And from what I understand, the last couple of years of Nixon's stay at Newcastle weren't great in terms of he seemed, maybe since Staveley sort of moved on, that he felt as if he was being sidelined. Whereas I think he was given this vision of, and he'd been there for 15 odd years, he was given this vision that he, as you've just alluded to, he was going to get more and more, not power, but he's going to get, he was going to be more in charge of things. Whereas it felt as if he was being pulled away from that. And that's why he's now looking for a new opportunity. So, and it's happening at the right time for West Ham, isn't it? It may happen at the right time for Wrexham as well, but it seems to be happening at the right time.
If we get him, I mean, we got to think that Staveley actually wanted him to be, a director of football at Newcastle before she left. Didn't happen, but that's like an endorsement. So maybe, rumours about her coming in might be, I don't see it, but maybe rumours of her coming in might have some, mileage.
I think it's got mileage because, as you know, Marky, who's in the chat tonight, sent me an excited message the other day and said, my mate works at the stadium. I know Gio has done this as well, because the guy that actually saw the guy, Staveley at the stadium, messaged Gio directly. But Marky, who's in the chat, messaged me and said, my mate has seen Staveley at the stadium. And then because I put the message up that he sent me. Sorry, Marky, I've given your name away now. I blanked it out. My fault, mate.
Oh dear.
and then I said to him, send me the photo. But the photo came in. I didn't put it up because it was a photo of a woman and a guy, and they were quite in a distance, and it wasn't face on. It was like as they were walking away. Now, if I'd have put that up, no disrespect, Marky, or anybody that took that photo, if I'd have put that up, everyone would have said, well, you don't know that, sir. But, you know, he was adamant, you know, so we had a number of sources saying that Staveley was at the London Stadium this week being shown around. And then, of course, there was the interview with, can't remember the name. I did a show on it earlier on today where she was talking to a magazine and, you know, she was being asked about, you know, future investments in football. And she said, yes, we want to find another club to invest in, et cetera, et cetera. And the interviewer said, West Ham. And she laughed, she smirked. And she said, oh, you don't know, you know, that sort of thing, you know, but we're prime, aren't we? I mean, this is the right time.
We are prime, but I couldn't see the fact that the logic of Kretinsky putting in money unless he's going to sell up. Amanda Staveley would want everything. She won't want to be part of it. Number one. Number two, yeah, if I was super billionaire, I'd be looking to buy the London Stadium area. Then I'd be looking to get hold of West Ham.
Yeah.
So she might be going for a different route.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think that's a more difficult fish to catch. I'd be inclined to agree, but I think she needs to get her foot in first. I think
the ultimate... she was at the stadium. She was at the stadium. So if she was at the stadium, why weren't she at the training ground? Why weren't she in the boardroom? She was at the stadium. The stadium is run by London. I live in the borough. Yeah. It's run by the offices there. So she might have been shown. Might have been shown around by the London. Yeah?
You know what, mate? That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Shown around by them. Yeah.
Look,
remember, Brady had an office there. Yeah, she had the office across the road to the London Stadium. But she's gone. So who from West Ham would have been taking her around?
Well, you know what? I didn't think of that. That's a good point. It's a good point.
Get hold of the ground and get hold of the club.
yeah. Well, I think the way they're going to do it. I don't disagree that, you know, the prize. It's not necessarily the London Stadium. The prize is the land.
It's the area. Yeah.
It's the area. It's the land. Kretinsky ain't a fool, and nor is Staveley. And they're all smelling money, aren't they? They're smelling the money and the potential that it can bring. Now, I know people are going to go, well, hang on a minute. What are you talking about? The stadium's losing money hand over fist. You know, it's not making money. It's losing money. It's how you run it. And it's what you do with it. And it's how you develop the area. Now, I think that's the long term. I think if Staveley comes in, and I've got a good feeling she is going to invest in the club. I've got a good, whether it's to buy some or all of the Sullivan shares, I don't know. But my gut tells me that she's going to get a foot in to West Ham United. And once you're in, then you start looking at the long term. So I'm looking at the reverse to you. I don't disagree that the stadium and the land is the prime target, but I think you get your foot in, you get the club back up to where it should be, you get it on an even keel, you get it looking financially stable, get us back up to the Premier League, and then you start going to Sadiq, mate, that stadium, a noose round your neck, losing money all the time. We'll take that off you.
We're going to get the stadium. Don't worry, we'll get the stadium because we're in the Championship. They're crying about the money that they're losing already. I don't even know if my council tax is. Yeah, I don't know if my council tax is going to be paying for that. You with me? Because I live in the borough. I haven't had to check to see if they've put it up yet. Right, but at the end of the day, it's true. But at the end of the day, Staveley, right, could do exactly what Kretinsky just did to Sullivan. Because they're the equivalent. Sullivan can't match Kretinsky's money, yeah? Kretinsky can't match the money that potentially Amanda Staveley can get. So actually...
Well, I don't know. Can he not?
No. She's got loads of billionaire backers. This consortium.
But let's put that in. Let's put that in context, because the one thing I've been criticizing Kretinsky since he's arrived at West Ham is he's an investor only. He doesn't seem to care about West Ham. He's just sitting there. He's made his money back. He's making more. And even though we're losing money, you know, the club overall is losing money. He's an investor. He wouldn't be investing his money if he's not getting some reward. Now, I kept criticizing him for that throughout his whole tenure, and that's why it shocked me when he started giving us all the I'm looking after the club, I want the players, blah blah blah. I thought, mate, fucking hell, where have you been for the last 4 or 5 years? But he's an investor.
Planning.
He's look, he ain't gonna be hanging around for the love of West Ham United, you know. And Stabley's probably a similar kind of beast. Both of them, I've got no doubt that both of them, if she's coming in, I've got no doubt that both of them have sat there and they've gone, how long are we talking? 5 years? 5 years. 5-year plan. This is what we do. In 5 years' time, we sell this. Do you know what Brady always said? The club's worth $1 billion. The club's worth $1 billion. And we all used to say, you're stupid. You ain't worth $1 billion. You know, but what they're going to do,
everything is in place.
Everything is in place, mate. Everything is in place. And that's why I agree with you about the stadium and the land. And then what will happen over time, you know, the club will stabilize, they buy the land, they start building on it, etc., etc. And then they turn around to investors, not just. So I don't think Kretinsky will shit on Stabley or Stabley shit on Kretinsky. I think they're in cahoots. I think they're going, in 5 years' time, we're going to sell this club for $1 billion or more.
Matty 74 has made a good point. He said it's possible that Nixon is waiting for Stabley to come on board, which might happen behind the scenes before officially announced. It could be. Matty could be right. Matty 74, you could be right there, mate.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm trying to get through all the comments. But yeah, it could be that it's already happened. It's already in place. We know Sullivan ain't coming. And I know what happened last week where apparently he was regretting. I'm regretting selling, you know, should I have regretted resigning, etc., etc. And people are going, he's going to spoil things. He's going to come back. It's too late. The Gold family have already agreed that they're going to sell Kretinsky the shares for him to become the majority shareholder. And
it's not even that. They've all looked at it and they said we want him out. It's not only them, it's all the other board, and them, all of them together have got more than what he's got. He didn't resign. I don't believe he resigned, you know, like voluntarily. I believe he resigned because they said to him, we want you out. We're going to vote against you on this board. And they put a motion in and they got rid of him. That's what I believe really happened. Because he said, I shouldn't have resigned, blah, blah, blah. He didn't want, let's be honest. That geezer, he is, what's the word? What word can I? It's like, you know, he doesn't care. You with me? So I can't believe that he voluntarily resigned. I think he was pushed, personally.
Yeah.
Right? Because
I agree.
Based on what he's done before in the past, when he's just like totally didn't care anything about us, didn't care what we thought, didn't care about the club. Yeah. There's no way that he put his, you know what, I'm going to leave the club. I love the club. I'm doing this for the club. Nah, he was told, piss off, mate. Yeah. We don't want this on West Ham. It's going to be a bad look. Get out of our club.
Well, someone mentioned about you know, the message from Kretinsky is also to the likes of sponsors, etc. You know, not only positives to the club, to the fans, but then, and absolutely right. I'm sorry, I've lost that comment now, but absolutely right. He was talking to the sponsors as well, which backs up what you've just said about the other shareholders have gone, we've had enough of you. We're no longer going to vote your way. You're going to be out. Because if you think about it, his days were numbered when the Golds moved their allegiance from Sullivan to Kretinsky. It was game over straight away. 27% shares owned by Kretinsky. What they currently got, 25%. The Golds, I think, something like that. So all of a sudden,
27 or something like that. 27.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, you got a majority against Sullivan. But up until now, Sullivan has relied on the Golds to go his way, and they've gone enough. So I agree with you.
Well,
I agree.
Who's the Jacqueline? Is it Jacqueline who's in charge now? Is it Jacqueline?
Vanessa Gold. Vanessa Gold.
Vanessa. So Vanessa, she's got, it's like, she's got nothing with Sullivan. Yeah, Sullivan had dealings with her dad. You with me? So she's got nothing with Sullivan. She might have hated him all her life. He might have tried it on with her. I didn't say that. Yeah, right? Yeah, we never know. But I tell you what, if you read the statement that they made, oh, have I lost you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Have I knocked myself out? Yeah. If you read the statement that they made, yeah, with when they actually said that they were going to go ahead. Did you read that statement? That statement was almost saying, if I read that statement, to me, that statement said, he's guilty as hell, we're getting rid of him, right? Because all their sympathy was with the victims. Now, if they believed him, there's no victims there.
Yeah.
Number one. So if you actually read what they put, they basically said, yes, he's guilty. That's what they said. Yeah, without saying it.
Without saying it.
Yeah. So, I looked at that statement and I went, well, that statement says a lot more than what I knew, because if you read that statement deeply, yeah, it's as crushing as you could get against him, because we're siding with the victims. The victims had to go through all that crap. You with me? They're very brave girls to come out with what they came out with, right? Basically, you're saying he's a CUNT. Pardon the language.
Absolutely. Yeah, and yeah, it is brave. You got to think for a moment what those girls went through in that time, and they are brave for coming out. And what we know from Sullivan is he's managed to hold it off, to be in the public domain for years, and his luck's run out. His luck's run out, and it's out. So, but what it means for West Ham United is this revolution. We're almost like free from the shackles, aren't we? We do not have to look back anymore at the Sullivan era.
We haven't got to look back. We haven't got to look back, but we still got to be careful because we're very gullible people.
We are we deserve to have a bit of good news and good luck, don't we?
Yeah, but our dreams they always fade and die, don't they?
Yeah, mate. My partner always asks me, "Why is your song like that? Why don't you change your song?"
I'm not going to be negative, yeah, because for me, I'll be looking at see if this injection happens, and if the injection happens, then to me that is the first stage. It's happened, right? So they've kept to what they're saying, yeah. They ain't going to build a training ground tomorrow. It's going to take like 3, 4, 5 years to build a training ground.
I did a show on this. Yeah, I did a show on this yesterday, I think, and the one thing I said to West Ham fans is the next thing we've got to build is patience, because we're getting all these promises, we're getting all these announcements, and let's, I hope the fans aren't thinking that this is all going to be done overnight. You're absolutely right. Because apparently I know there's a suggestion, there's some ground, some space in Basildon, just outside Basildon. I've done some research, and apparently there's another area, the name's gone, it'll come to me. Barking Riverside. There's space there, there's land there in Barking Riverside, but it's more expensive than it would be in Basildon. But there are 2 locations which fans would, they're training grounds, so it doesn't matter where they are. But there's land that we could build the training complex in, etc. And the 3 grounds that we got, Little Heath, Chadwell Heath, Rush Green, we sell those. Half the money goes to that we get. If you sell those,
they become flats. They become flats. They're close to London, close to train. Yeah, you can get train from there. Get a bus. I think you can get a bus 25 all straight to Stratford from there, right?
So therefore, there's half the money will be, or a third of the money can come from selling all those grounds in order to build the state of the art. But that'll take 3-4 years. That'll take 3-4 years, and it will take anything up to about 150 million pound, 200 million pound to build.
It will. But the immediate things when we're looking at it to really keep our hope up is number one, get that cash injection in there so we can see that that's gone in. Number one, all them clubs who are circling trying to get cheapy off West Ham, they'll go, oh, they're not in financial problem. So straight away, we're at the negotiating table. Yeah, we are at the negotiating table, and we are in a position of power. Yeah, not a position is they ain't got no money. Let's just give them anything. You with me? Let's get him for 2 and 6. You with me? You with me? Ain't the market, Sullivan. This geezer ain't a market trader. Yeah, he's a businessman, right? So he knows. You know, I used to work in the market, and funny enough, I used to work for some people that knew Sullivan, right? And I see the way that they work. They put all the shirts up, all right, give them for a fiver, we'll get rid of them all now. You know what I mean? That was their mentality, yeah? To get the money in.
Once a market trader, always a market trader? Is that fair or is that unfair?
It's
no disrespect to market traders, by the way. No disrespect.
No, some market traders are very savvy and they don't behave the same way in business. Yeah? So you know, nothing wrong with market traders. Traders, we need market traders. In fact, we need more market traders because we've got less than what we had back in the day.
Yeah,
okay,
true.
But the things that we need to be looking at now, yeah, is what can be immediately done. So we know one thing that can be done: cash injection.
Yeah.
The other thing that was immediately done, kept the manager. Maybe that was a good thing, maybe not. Some of us who want to have a moan about the manager, pretty boring football. Let's hope he has a higher line in the championship. Number 3, telling the players that they're going to stay. If that is the real fact, then that gives us a massive chance to come straight back up. You're going to make your money back. Any businessman says, look, I need to get back to there, so I'll keep my players. I'm not going to sell them off for cheap. That is a good fact if that happens. So, Mateus Fernandes, keep or cash in. What do you say?
I think it's down to whether the player wants to stay or not. Is my answer.
He ain't going to want to stay.
If he's not going to want to stay, then let him go. And that goes for any player, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, but even though you say that, too many years we've been held to ransom. Yeah, we was held to ransom for Payet. We was held to ransom for who's the other one that wanted to go? It's been since I was born. West Ham have always been held for ransom for players going. Now, yes, you can go, but you can only go if we get the money that we want for you. Otherwise, you get back here and you face us, the supporters, and we'll tell you when you ain't putting a shift in. You with me? It might be detrimental, but it's making a point. You understand what I'm saying? It's making a point.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yes, I think points need to be made.
And I think that's why the messages that are coming out are really, really good, because more or less, basically what Kretinsky has said, or that, you know, Gira, his guy on the board has said, you're in contract. You're our player. You know, you're going to stay. You know, and gone are the days. Let's hope. Listen. It's not going to stop us in the future from being a selling club. There will be times when we will still sell. Of course, we will still sell.
Without doubt. Yeah, we will.
But the difference now is as you just alluded to, it's not about having to sell. It's when we want to sell. You know, and we look at how far behind we've fallen to Bournemouth, Brighton, Brentford, those sorts of clubs. You know, and you know they get players in and they sell them, but they sell them at a peak. You know, they buy a player and then they sell them for 3, 4, 5 times the money that they bought them for. And then what happens? That money goes back into getting new players. And I don't have an issue with that. I don't have a problem with that. So I don't want the fans to walk away thinking, oh, we're never going to sell our best players again. We will. And I did another show the other day and I alluded to, I'll never forget it. I don't know why it's always stuck in my head. When Kevin Keegan was managing Newcastle and he sold Andy Cole to Man United, and the fans were outraged. What are you doing? What are you doing? And he went, trust me. What did he go and do? He brought Alan Shearer in. You know, when you do that sort of thing, if West Ham United finally get to a stage where you're selling a player for a lot of money, more than you bought them for, but you're going out and you're getting yourself someone who's just as good, if not better, you're right, mate.
Yeah, I've just got some music playing in my ear from somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from. Hold on.
Okay. So if you sell your players, if you sell a player and sell them for more than what you're getting him, what you bought him for, and then you're investing that money back into the club and buying better players, then that can only be a good thing. Is the music still going on?
No, it's gone. It's gone.
This is why we were on late. This is why we're on late. Technical issues.
Technical issues, mate. Technical issues. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the most important things now is: are you going to get that injection? If you're going to get rid of players, listen. If we get the money that we want for Fernandez and Somerville, yeah, I'm 100% sure that we'll get players in for what we need to do to cover them. Yeah, but if they're the only two that's going, we've still got a massive squad. I mean, if you look, I don't know if you want to. If you look at the team? Yeah. Oh look, there was a rumor that we're getting what's his name? Disasi back.
I think that's my fault, because on another show I did, I jokingly said, well, no, I don't have that much clout, but I jokingly said, blah, 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 blah. Imagine if we get Disasi back. And I don't know if someone watched that.
Yeah.
Marky
it's on news now. It's all around the place, yeah?
It's all around the place. Marky has said apparently they did visit the training ground. They walked around the stadium to look at the land potential, but apparently, and Thibaut has also said the same thing, too much second guessing. She's already been to Rush Green. Mate, she's coming, isn't she?
She went to Rush Green like earlier on in the year, though.
Oh, did she?
That was ages ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Has she been there lately again? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we can hope. Yeah. We can hope. It'd be great.
You asked me about Fernandez. How worried would you be if we did end up selling maybe 4 or 5 of our key players?
Well, what 4 or 5 key players are you talking about?
Let's say Fernandez, Somerville, Owen, Dinos. Let's say them.
All right, that's a problem, because I look at the centre defence, and if we're going to let people go from the centre defence, it's a new central defence, which sometimes takes time to gel. To gel. Yeah, so that would be worrying, because we'd have to get these people to gel, and we'd have to trust that Nuno's going to get them to gel. And if you look at centre backs, we've not had a lot of joy with them. We might see Kilman coming back. Funny enough, because I don't think anyone's going to buy him.
Yeah, the irony could be the making of him.
He might be the king. Yeah, might be the king of the championship. So, but yeah, centre backs, that would be a problem. But at the back, we've got, if we keep Kyle Walker-Peters on one side, we've got Ollie Scholes, and I would keep Ollie Scholes as the main left back and get a backup for him. Me personally, I don't want to get him replaced. Diouf will probably go, and if he doesn't, then he's still there. So the people you've mentioned, we've still got a back 4. We just need central defenders, don't we? Mav goes.
Yeah.
Midfield, we got quite a few midfield players. So I think Magassa might be all right in the championship. We've got Potsy, who's already proved himself in the championship. We've got Kante, who's definitely going to be proving himself in the championship. We've got a couple of junior players. What's his name? He played for us in the pre-season. What's his name? The young boy got from Chelsea.
Yeah, there's Earthy.
Chelsea. We got Alford. We got Earthy. We got quite a few midfielders who might be able to make a step up in that league. Yeah. Forwards. This is where we probably may have to get some, because the people you're talking about were mainly forwards, weren't they? So Pablo got to Wolves, because the Wolves manager is his old manager. So if they've got any money left, we'll try and get our money back off them. That was his checks. That was his test in the season. So he'll probably go to Wolves. I'm saying that I don't know nothing about it. I'm just guessing, yeah, because that's his old manager. And then we probably need a couple of forwards. But if we're going to get forwards, we've got to make sure we're buying not just forwards for the Championship, we're buying forwards who will transition into
Who's going
the
to transition? Yeah.
Premiership. Yeah, so
Well,
probably a younger. Be
we
nice
got
to get Delap or someone like
we
that,
got
but they'll probably
Fulkrug.
go to a better team.
We got
Got who?
Fulkrug, the German.
Fulkrug can fuck off. Fulkrug can fuck off, mate. Yeah, fuck Fulkrug. Don't fucking want him nowhere near the club.
The irony is that there's another midfielder that we've got that was loaned out last season. If he stayed, that's Alvarez. You know, from
Alvarez ain't staying. Alvarez is.
I think he'll go. I know. I think he'll go. But if he was persuaded to stay, you know, and then you sold Fernandez, Alvarez could fill in. You know,
Alvarez can't play. Alvarez can't play the Fernandez role. Yeah,
no.
He can't play Alvarez in that Championship. He's gonna get sent
this
off
is the question about who would stay in the Championship. So we've you know, you've said, and I kind of agree with you, that Fernandez won't want to stay in the Championship. There's quite a possibility that Somerville won't want to stay. But the big question is, and I put my neck out on, what happened there? I put my neck out on the line the other day and I said, sorry, my screen's flashing. I apologize for that. I put my neck out on the line the other day and I said, Bowen is staying. And I truly believe that Bowen will stay. What's your thoughts on that?
It would have to be a very big bid for him to leave. And if it's a big bid and they have to pay the kind of wages that they may have to pay, if we're matching his wages, I don't see him going nowhere, because I can't see nobody affording to take him on for him to be, you know, for him to get more than what he gets. Yeah. He's 30 years old. Yeah. If he's on 140 grand and we're paying him 140 grand, what's the point in leaving West Ham? Might as well get us back up to where they say we belong, yeah, and see, you know, become a legend.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I mean, I've been told, you know, quite adamantly that Bowen is absolutely staying, and sorry to keep plugging all my old. Oh, by the way, USA won 2-0, end of that game. And sorry, I keep plugging my shows that I did, but I put my neck out on the line and said that Bowen will stay, and I gave all the reasons why he would. There's not only, like, you can tell that he feels a commitment to the fan base, but he's got a commitment you know, he's got that emotional tie to the club as well. He's also got the family tie to the club, and, you know, I said his wife is going to be on Strictly this year, and that takes a lot of effort, you know, to you know, based in London and all that sort of stuff. So I gave her a whole load of reasons why I think
he's got to look after the kids.
Someone's got to look after the kids. Yeah. And I was told, and I don't want to start all this ITK stuff, but I was told by someone that he's definitely staying. He's already agreed to stay.
He'll be the best player. He'll be the best. He'll be the best player in the Championship. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So if we can keep him, so, you know, like, but even though we can keep, like, the core, and we got the youngsters, and we got the people who didn't shine last year, like Magassa, who I think was shining in the Championship. Yeah. And Kante, who I think will shine in the Championship given the chance. Orford, who I think was the boy who went to Bristol City. He had a decent season there. Steve Potts has played in that Championship, that level, so that is above that level now.
I hope Steve Potts ain't going to play, but I'd rather Freddie.
All right, sorry. Freddie Potts, sorry. I'm old, and
we've got a nucleus, and we will add to the nucleus, won't we? Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, we've got a nucleus.
Sorry.
So we've spoken about. I'm sorry about my screen. I don't know why it keeps flashing. I don't know if it's flashing on your screen. It's stopped now. But so we've spoken about, you know, the whole thing about Brady going, Sullivan going, the cash injection that's happening at the club. You know, Kretinsky coming out and making all the right noises, making all the right statements, talking about keeping the players. I do actually think we will keep a bulk of our players. I actually do genuinely believe that. And, you know, if we kind of get away with only having to sell Fernandez and Somerville, then there's only those two players, and I know they're big players, but there's only those two players that we've got to replace. You know, you've already talked about the number of players that we've got in terms of you know, the youngsters. They're a year older, they're a year more experienced. Ollie Scott, the likes of Ollie Styles and
but you said about sorry about cutting across you, but you said about getting rid of Somerville and Fernandez. But there's a couple of other players we'll get rid of who aren't suited to the championship or who may not want to be there. So Alvarez will probably go. We'll get some money from him. Yeah. Wan-Bissaka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably go. Who else is in the team that probably go? There's a few players. Well, Fuku. We won't get no money for him, but he. Yeah.
I think we've got to qualify this, mate.
Maxey Cornet
could become a revelation in the championship, but we've got to qualify this and say, when I say only two players that might go, I'm talking about two key players. Let's get this in perspective.
Key players,
yeah. Because when it comes to, you know, if Kilman might go, you've mentioned Wan-Bissaka. I actually don't mind if Diouf gets sold. If Malik gets sold,
Diouf,
I haven't got a problem with that. I don't think he was that great in the league last season. And then there's Fulkrug, James Ward-Prowse, Alvarez. And I've said this. You know, we could actually get rid of about a dozen players, but look back and go, right, we've gotten rid of a dozen players, but only two or three of them were key players.
And then we probably, with the money we get from getting rid of them dozen players, if the business is done correctly, we're going to make a loss on one or two of them. But the money we get, we can maybe invest it into getting a couple of championship players who may have the potential to be playing in the Premiership next year. Probably forwards. And the other thing about Diouf, I think we should get rid of Diouf anyway, because I think having him there, I think it stunted Ollie Scholes, because Ollie Scholes he had maybe one bad game. And then people said, oh, he ain't good enough for the Premiership. Then he had a great game the next game, which just proved how steely he is. And then he never got picked again. So
for Scholes, I can't make him out because he should be. You know, Ronnie. You know, the irony is going down into the championship could be the making of a lot of these.
A lot of players.
You know, it could be the making of Scholes. It could be the making of Potts. It could be the making of Kante. You know, I really, really like Ezra Myers. I actually personally think Myers is a better left back than Scholes is. He's a more solid left back. Whereas Scholes is more of an attacking wing back kind of thing. But the championship could be the actual making. And please don't get me wrong, people. I'm not suggesting for a minute that our academy players are going to get us back up. But you've said it, mate. They're going to contribute. They'll be brought on. And let's not forget, 46 games next season. 46 games. We're going to need a squad.
Nuno has a responsibility to have these players bedded in for this season and getting them ready. He started doing it last season. He played a lot of the youngsters. But he needs to be playing a lot of them more because this is a lower level. He needs to be getting them ready. Because even doing that, even if they don't stay at West Ham, and they do good in the championship, they're then sellable to clubs in the championship who still have a bit of money. So you get. So he'll have a responsibility, and any management who are there will shame that you got that responsibility, and you need to do that. So hopefully he'll do that.
Yeah, I totally agree. What's your Let me ask you your prediction for next season.
Oh, it's a bit early for predictions. My prediction is every season is the same. West Ham are going to win the league, even when we're in the Premiership. Yeah. So it's no use asking me. But I think it's a bit early for predictions because we haven't seen the makeup. I guess
when I say prediction, I'm talking about. Do you think we're going to go up? First time of asking.
Like I say to you, if what has been promised happens, I see us pissing the league. Yeah. But let's see what happens when we go and meet Glasgow Rangers on the 25th of July and see.
I'm not, mate. Are you going?
Of course.
You fancy going?
Of course I'm going.
Oh, you are going?
Yeah.
We're talking about doing a weekender.
Well, it's a Sunday kickoff. So
is.
it would be a Sunday. It would be a Sunday and a Monday for me.
You gotta go up there at least on the Friday or Saturday night, or Friday or Saturday, and then back on the Monday.
The problem is the hotels are all full up already.
Are they?
Yeah, it's like got to 400 quid for a hotel now.
Yeah, but you know what's better, mate? Don't stay in Glasgow.
And the other thing is the Olympics
Edinburgh
are taking place. Yeah, Edinburgh's good, but it's an hour away though, isn't it? But the Olympics are taking place at that same time as well, apparently.
What is?
So there's some kind of Olympics stuff going on there.
What, up in Scotland?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the same week. So yeah, it's pretty crap. I was looking today to book a hotel, and I was looking maybe I might stay.
Is this Olympic stuff, athletic stuff, happening actually in Glasgow or just Scotland?
I think I think it might be happening in Glasgow somewhere. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look it up. That's what.
Mate, book Edinburgh. Let's do it.
Yeah, Edinburgh's nice. I got mates in Edinburgh, so I got houses I can stay in Edinburgh. But it's still an hour down the road, isn't it?
It's only an hour.
I'll have to see what the.
I spend an hour getting from where I live to the bloody stadium for a home game.
Yeah, I know. I walk.
All right, so you're saying it's too early, but if things happen the way
it's too early for predictions. If things happen, if look, listen, these guys ain't mugs. So if they actually do, they're not going to do a Sullivan. I don't believe it's not in their best interest. Yeah, and let's be honest. If we don't go up, they've done pretty shit. Yeah, because even if we get to 8th place, it's 8 places, isn't it? 8th place is the playoff.
Yeah,
I would expect us to finish in the top 2. Yeah.
Well, no, mate,
even if
that's
my
big concern. My big concern is if we don't finish in the top 2, it's almost like a lottery, isn't it? You know, you finish in the top 8 and you play in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, it'd be a great day out at Wembley.
Listen, we came up in the playoffs last time, mate. It was great at Wembley.
It was,
yeah,
but
Wembley,
you don't want that. You don't want that again. You know, it's gotta be like we've got to be in the top 2. We've got to be automatic promotion.
We'd hope so, and from all the talking that's being done, you would expect us to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. If all the things that they say that they're going to do, they do, I expect us to be going up as probably champions or minimum 2nd place.
So let me reel it all back, because we started talking about all the positive stuff, etc. You know, about Sullivan, Brady gone, you know, Kretinsky making all the right noises. You may have answered it, you may not. I don't know. Do you trust Kretinsky? Do you think everything he's saying is gonna happen?
I'll tell you after the 31st, because if he does that first cash injection, because if he's made that cash injection, then we can say, okay, he's making commitment. Yeah, he's done at least the first stage. I don't think he would want West Ham unless he's playing a very long game. I don't think he would want West Ham. I think it might be to do with Sullivan. Yeah, I think if Sullivan goes and he's got the free reign to go forward and get us in it, but then he might do the other thing, which is, I'm just saying, I don't know, but he might do the other thing, which is keep Sullivan there, letting him know that he's getting less and less and less and less for his shares, and then we don't go up, and then get him cheaper even at the end of the season, then go up next season. So that's a bit of a worry for me, yeah, because if I was in charge and I was just a businessman, not a West Ham supporter, I might do that.
Yeah.
But and all the noise that's coming out, I would still be giving the noise if I was a businessman, because I still want to sell season tickets.
Yeah.
So that noise has to come out.
Yeah.
You with me?
I agree. I mean, he knows what he's doing, and he's doing it because he's protecting his own interests. You know, but if it benefits the club, because I said this as well, where, you know, could Kretinsky be using us in order for his own gain? And you know, it's almost
100%.
like
Why would he not? 100%.
Well, why would he not?
Yeah,
but amongst football fans, it's almost like a dirty thing to make money. You know, I've always said this. The one thing I've always not protecting Sullivan not being on his side. But the one thing that was always levied against him from the fan base is he's only there, screw us and make money, etc. And I've said any person that owns a football club is there to make money. Doesn't
Of
matter who
course.
you are. Doesn't matter who you are. Unless you're Roman Abramovich, who had money coming out of his ears, where it didn't matter
Yeah.
what he was spending before all the, sort of the rules were put in place that you can't spend a vast fortune. Anyone that owns a football club is there to make money. And Kretinsky's no different. So he's making the right noises. Harry, maybe I'm cynical as well because I kind of think like, I'm with you, Ronnie. I want to see come the 30th of June when our accounts start being sort of like when they're completely closed. And we've got to know before the 30th of June if money's been injected. If money hasn't been injected, we're up shit creek and we've got to sell players.
Yeah,
fast.
because we've been done. Yeah, we've been done, and the players are going to go. So that's the second thing that's going to be. Because if the first thing comes, we know the second thing might not come, which is the player sales. If all the talk can get to the 30th, right, and they're trying to get money in for season tickets to make up their money for that period, yeah, then we've been done. On the before the 30th, because it's only what 12 days away.
12 days time, 11 days time.
Yeah, 11 days. Yeah, 11 days time. Yeah. So in 11 days time, we'll know. I mean, someone said that I saw something come up. There's some big announcements to be made next week.
Yeah.
With me. I don't know
It'll
what
make
big
sense.
Announcements are.
It's the third week in June. Next week will be the third week in June. It'll be the end of next week will be the tail end of the month. So yeah, I agree. There will be big announcements made. Whatever that announcement will be, we'll bring it to you. But I trust him, but I know he's a businessman. I trust him,
yeah,
but
I know I just hope we're not being used for that business.
Well, sorry, that was the question I was going to ask. That was the question I was going to ask. If Kretinsky's aim is ultimately to get hold of the stadium and the land and make a shitload of money, and using West Ham as the pawn in order to do that, would you be upset with him? Or would you say, well, I don't care, it's made West Ham better?
Well, it all concerns, because if we go back to the point that the stadium is going to be losing money because it's in the Championship and it's hemorrhaging money from the London Assembly, then you'd want to be in the Championship for about 2 or 3 years to hemorrhage it enough to get a better deal. That is worrying.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So as a businessman, I might do that. It's like the Spotted Dog. The Spotted Dog was a lovely pub. Yeah. And then what they did, the guy wanted to build flats there. Yeah. So what he did, he let it go into disrepair. Yeah. So we had to have to save the Spotted Dog. Yeah. Now I've heard that someone else has bought it, and because it's in so much disrepair, they're putting something to Newham, and they're going to knock it down. I think it was the first pub that was commissioned by the Royals. The Spotted Dog. Henry VIII commissioned it to be a watering hole, I believe. Yeah? So the first guy, he let it run down because he was trying to get the planning permission. They never gave it to him.
And someone's bought it.
Yeah. Someone's bought it. Yeah. And it's so much disrepair, they put the planning permission in. They've got the planning permission straight away. This could be the same thing that Mister's doing. You with me?
Yeah.
Because remember, Khan didn't want to deal with Brady. Didn't want to deal with Sullivan.
No, he hated her.
Yeah.
He hated her.
But he might want to deal with other people. It's the same as the Spotted Dog. Maybe they didn't want to deal with
that particular individual.
He was a yeah. So
actually, you reminded me of the story that as soon as Brady left, Khan reached out to the club and said, "Happy to talk about the stadium." Because apparently he absolutely hated Brady. So no love lost there. It wasn't just the fans that didn't agree with her; there's other people as well. Mate, let's finish off with some of the. I've starred 4 questions here. So, Brendan, will you do a live lunchtime show next Thursday for the fixtures?
Ooh.
I'll think about it. I'll be working, but I'll think about it. Good question, mate. I'll think about it. Francis, are you going to keep the good players? Are you going to keep the good players? Man United are saying they've signed your players. Well, they haven't. And this is the thing, isn't it, about all these rumors and speculation? You know, I've always said, don't believe what's in don't believe what's in the social media columns, what's in the papers. No one signed anyone, and there's no one to deal with at the moment at West Ham. And we might like that. We might take our time to recruit the director of football.
All good.
You know, because the longer it takes, the less likely anyone can deal with us. So no one's signed. No one's bought anyone. Not yet, Francis. When do the non-World Cup squad players return from training? That is, I think it's next week.
Yeah, it's next week.
July, something like that.
1st of July. First week in July for sure.
Yeah. And Brendan again, is it time to get King Arthur back? You know you want him in the team. Yeah, well, you know my answer to that, mate. You know my answer to that. I thought he was one of the worst left backs we ever had, and people keep telling me that's not true, but he was.
And what about the wonder goal he scored for Chelsea against Chelsea, mate? Wonder goal.
That weren't, mate. Yeah. That was a miss kick, and we all know it. Mr. Williams, haven't you got a cat to feed? They've all been fed, mate. They've all been fed. Kansas, for Kretinsky to make money, we've got to be successful. To be successful, we need good players. We won't get good players languishing in the championship. He wants us to go up at first attempt. Absolutely agree. Michael, is it true they said to Bowen, if you stay, you won't have to take a bet? Apparently, from what the rumours are, Bowen is the only one that doesn't have the 50% clause in his contract. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Mate, any last thoughts? It's wonderful to have done the live show. It's been a long time since I've done a live show. So it's good to be back. Any last thoughts before we say goodnight? Because we want to go and watch the Scottish game, don't we?
Yeah, the jocks are on. Yeah.
The jocks are on. Anthony, have you found out about our Millwall game? Oh, apparently, Anthony, I forgot to look that up. Apparently, there's a rumour that they will ban away fans from both home and away games.
Millwall. I got someone said to me, they said that there's some dates. What was the dates? Let's have a look what dates came up. 24th of, one was in April and one was in earlier on October, if I remember rightly. But right. I don't know if it's true, you know, it's just rumour. Yeah, 24th of October, Millwall at home, yeah. And 20th of April, Millwall away. Our last game of the season apparently is Derby, and we got Cardiff away on the first game. What a load of bullshit! But that's what someone told me.
How would they know? It's a week away.
Hold on. In the know.
Of course, there you go. But do you think they're going to ban fans from home and away games? The away fans from these games?
I think they're going to limit, and they're going to limit.
They're going to limit it, yeah. Yeah,
if Millwall come
over, very heavy police presence.
Yeah, well, you know, it's very hard to manage because I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be very hard to manage. Can you imagine the London Stadium with Millwall coming over to London Stadium when the London Stadium is so open and so easy?
They're going to smash
it. It's like a kickoff everywhere. Yeah. It'll be well, I don't know about them smashing it up, but there'll be a kickoff everywhere.
Yeah,
you with me?
Yeah.
Because that's very hard to police, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Millwall away, I can't see them banning us. Last time I went Millwall, I think they took us off the train, put us in a tunnel, right? We walked down this tunnel and we went into the ground, if I remember rightly. So, you know, I don't know if Millwall, if it's still there, but it's like almost you go down like there's some big walls on either side. You've been Millwall away,
built especially for us.
Yeah, they might have done, yeah. But last time I went there, that's what they did. So I don't even think. I think we saw more Millwall at London Bridge than we did at Millwall for sure. But when they came down to us, it was carnage, mate. It was carnage.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it well because I was working that day and I left work at dinner time and I went down the Barking Road. Every single pub was full up on the Barking Road. Every single pub along the Green Street was full up. All the Plaistow pubs were full up. Yeah, it was mental. Every pub was packed. That was 12 o'clock in the day. And then when I got to Green Street, there was about 1 million people there. Yeah, there was people I've never seen before in my life. It's like everybody, half of Southend came out just for Oh, let's go West Ham. They got Millwall. There are people that I've never seen in my life, mate. I went to East Ham. Oh, well, let me go and have a drink in East Ham. I went to the Priory, the one next to the station, packed out. All the pubs in East Ham, which East Ham is predominantly like an Indian area, yeah? They've only got very few pubs in there. Every single pub there was packed out. Never seen it before.
Well, that's one game that will
it.
be. It's one game that will be sold out of the London Stadium, won't it? It is definitely one game that will be sold out, mate.
It will be everywhere.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. I mean, I haven't seen you since. What was the cup game we went to?
Hey, look, I'm not going to talk, right? Because I went down, right? You know, I'm going to have a moan now. I'm going to moan. I went down to Newcastle. Me and Dave.
Oh no, it wasn't Newcastle I'm talking about. Oh no, I fucked up there. I'm sorry about that.
That's the last time that you didn't see me. So it was a game before.
It was a game before.
Leeds, maybe, yeah. So I went down to we went to Newcastle because you was having a stag do and a birthday party.
That's right.
And we got that, and then the week before, I said, I'm going to book it, Dave. I said, we never even had a ticket for the match. Yeah, because I'd given it away. Yeah. And we went down there on the Saturday night, and you decided to go down on the Sunday.
Yeah, because they changed. Because they changed the time. They changed the time.
I know.
No, but it was the cup game I saw you. Where was it we went to? The cup game? I've forgotten.
Yeah, that was the last match, yeah.
Oh, no, it weren't. Boston. It was the under-21s, wasn't it? It's the under-21s,
yeah. We was under-21s, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Mate, I'll make it up to you. I'll buy you a brandy.
Yeah. A monkey shoulder, mate. I'll drink.
A monkey shoulder, that'll do. I'll buy you a monkey shoulder.
Yeah.
Mate, really much appreciated. Thank you for coming on.
Right.
We'll do them again throughout the season. There'll be lots to talk about.
You doing Stevenage and Southend as well?
I think I will. Yeah, I don't know if any of my mates will, but I'll be going there.
You got to do Southend. You know, can't turn down going down the seaside, can you?
You can't, can you? It'll probably piss down with rain, but we'll go, won't we?
We're used to
Bruno,
it. All right.
Appreciate it, mate. Much pleasure. Have a good weekend. Come on, the jocks. I'm a jock for the night. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I'll be cheering them on just for this one time in my life. Yeah, gritty teeth. Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. All right, take care.
Right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed tonight. It's been good to do it. Be back again very soon. Watch out for all the shows I'm usually doing, all the pre-recordeds. There's so much to talk about West Ham at the moment, and it's all positive, and that's really, really good. You know, it's so nice to actually talk about the club in a positive light rather than negative. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I will see you all again very, very soon.